Good evening, good evening. My name is Juliet Jones, and you're watching the Age Call Live-In Show. And I'm a health educator, and I work at Universal Family Connection. And this is a call-in show. So if you have any questions or comments you would like to discuss surrounding HIV and AIDS, please call 312-738-1060. And my topic is Thanksgiving. So I'd like to get that out the way. Wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm with Universal Family Connection, and I'm going to put our WebPC information up there. Universal Family Connection is a social service agency, and we have been founded through our illustrious Dr. Lorraine Arboros, and we have been in service since 1980. And we're located, I like to get this out the way, we're located at 79th and Western. We have an office there. We also have an office on 1350 West 103rd Street. And if you want to come in and talk to me, our phone number to reach me is 773-881-1711, and my extension is 1156. I am a health educator there, and in my position as a health educator, I engage, I support, I educate, and I advocate, and I empower my clients who are HIV positive. Now, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and we do have loved ones. We may also be HIV positive, but we have loved ones that are HIV positive. We have friends that is HIV positive. So why am I mentioning about HIV and Thanksgiving? Because you will have someone at that dinner table that may have questions surrounding HIV and AIDS. Well, this is the perfect show to be watching. You may have some concerns. You may, as I said, you may be positive, and your relative may have some issues regarding your HIV status, and this show is to reduce stigma around HIV and AIDS. So I do want people to please call in with your questions or if your comments, or if, do you have any concerns, and what can you contribute to that dinner table? Because that HIV positive person has every right to be at that dinner table. They have every right to prepare that delicious meal. Just because someone is HIV positive doesn't mean that they shouldn't be around family and friends. That is not the case. No, and just because they're HIV positive doesn't mean they shouldn't be preparing that delicious meal. So this show is geared around HIV and AIDS and how to reduce the stigma. And also preventive measures, so we were going to learn that. I remember watching this show. It was Sanford and Son, and someone had TB or suspected having TB, and Fred Sanford threw out the dishes. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. It's called universal precautions. Same thing that a doctor will do. A doctor always take universal precautions, and we should be doing the same as well. And we always supposed to have a healthy sanitary mindset, right? So that's one thing to ease your mind, that that it's going to be sanitary, and everyone should practice that. Doesn't matter what the health issue of a person. So let's just do our best to reduce stigma for the coming holidays, because we also have to worry about the Christmas and the New Year's Eve holiday. And a lot of people with HIV positive, they do get worried. That's why I'm bringing this up as a topic. They do get worried about being around their friends and their loved ones, because some people don't know how to be around a person if they're HIV positive or any health issues. So let's just put it out there. So it is best to reduce stigma. And what is stigma? We have a caller, and this is what I want. So hello, caller.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Okay, and you're a self-caller, and thank you for calling in. I want to say that.
Excellent. I'm so happy that I was channel hopping. I do a lot of domestic violence work, and I would like to know if I could get you to come out to one of my meetings.
Sure. I am available. My name is Juliet Jones, and I am a licensed health educator with the city as well as the state of Illinois. And I can give you my contact information. Are you ready to take that, caller?
And you say you in Roseland?
No, we're in the Beverly area, Universal Family Connection, and I would like to give you my phone number. Are you ready for my phone number?
Okay, yes, ma'am. I am. Thank you much.
Sure, no problem. It's 773
773
881
881
1711.
1727.
No, 1711. And my extension is
Can
11.
you hold on one moment? Let me change phones.
Sure.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So you get my number?
Okay, repeat that for me, please.
Okay, it's 773
Yes, ma'am.
881
881
1711.
1711
And my extension is 1156.
1156.
Yeah, and I'll be more than happy to talk to your group about domestic violence because
Okay, and my name is Mrs. Griffin.
Mrs. Griffin, okay, Mrs. Griffin, because
Okay.
you know, Miss
And
Griffin.
you will hear from me after the holiday.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
And you have a wonderful holiday.
Okay,
you and
thank
your
you. Have a
family.
happy holiday, Miss Griffin.
Okay, bye now.
Thank you. And see now that's a good segment into domestic violence. And see, when people don't understand things, and see, that's what stigma causes. It causes domestic violence just because someone doesn't understand, about a health issue. Just because they don't understand anything about a person or a topic, some people do resort to violence. And so domestic violence does occur over the holidays for whatever reasons. Maybe it's the large gathering. Like I said, we have to learn to get along with someone, whether they have a health issue or not. And if someone is positive and they disclose, well, that means that they trust you. They felt that was a safe environment to tell you about their illness. So that says a lot about that person disclosing to their family and friends over the holiday or any given day. So that should be a great time to get to know that person. And not give them the stigma or the ignorance or the hate that goes with just because they disclose their HIV status to you. And sometimes, domestic violence occur because the person didn't tell them that they were HIV positive and just say they engage in unprotected sex, or even if the sex was protected, but then that person who wasn't responsible, and then they get mad. But that's why communication is so important before sex and after, as well as during. So that's why we have to keep that in mind. And so as we prepare for that holiday dinner, like I said, we're going to always practice healthy sanitary practices, and everyone should do that. And so there's no need to throw away your plates or your fork or your utensils. So get to know that person over the holiday. HIV positive people, they are lonely. They are quite lonely because of their illness and because of how people view them. And so this is the time to get to look, to know that person, and to be thankful about the holiday. Be thankful that they're at your table, breaking bread with you as well. So do anyone have any issues that they would like to discuss around HIV and AIDS? I do like that caller, and that's what we're there for. We're there to engage, to educate, and to put the awareness of HIV and AIDS out there, the education that goes with it. And we also do testing at Universal Family Connection. So you can give me a call at 773-881-1711. My extension is 1156. I can do HIV testing, and all test results is confidential, whether it's an HIV negative status or a HIV positive status. It's confidential. So that is no one's a business to know that. But when a person do disclose, well, it is for you to be supportive of them. It's also for you to learn yourself how to prevent HIV, because it can be it could be anyone. It could be a friends, family, and loved ones. And to know the risk factor to be infected with HIV. HIV for someone to come in contact. It would be unprotected sex encounters, or it can be sharing of tattoos. So, the needle, having a tattoo done and sharing that ink as well as the needle. So it's important to reduce stigma surrounding the holidays, to make your loved ones feel comfortable at that table. This is the time of Thanksgiving, so this is the time for that person to let their hair down and to forget all about that they have HIV. So it is important for that family member to accept everyone, each and everyone at that dinner table. Okay, so please call in with your questions. It's 312-738-1060, or please call in with comments that you may have. Stigma comes in many forms. Me as a health educator, when I'm out and about, this holiday season, you may see me in the mall shopping. And if I see someone that I know that was HIV positive, like a client, see, I can't even approach my client. They would have to greet me first, because there's a stigma such as associated stigma. If people know that I work at a social service agency or a hospital, or or work in a clinic setting, some people associate that with that person that I'm talking to. Oh, that person may be positive. No, that doesn't mean that. And so that's another form of stigma. So they got several forms, but the important part of stigma is to learn why you feel that way towards a person who's HIV positive. Get to know yourself. Why? Learn from that person that is positive. Get to know that person. Because it is about, when someone positive, they do the best to educate their friends and loved ones. So so that's a myth. Oh, people who HIV positive don't care about no one but themselves. That's not true. They care so much. They have so much weight on their shoulder. And especially around the holiday, they want to enjoy the holidays. They want to be in that festive mood just as the next person. So that's why it's important to treat and love that person respectively. Okay. Anyone have any questions or comments? And I'm going to put it out there all night. 312-738-1060. This is the AIDS Call-In Live Show. My name is Juliet Jones, and I'm a health educator at Universal Family Connection. So it is important for this holiday season to wrap your arms around someone that may be HIV positive in your social network, your friends, family, and loved ones. Sometimes they don't get that hug. This is that time where they need that hug. This is the time. And it's about to reducing stigma. Okay? And when we reduce stigma, that will open up the door for more people to get tested. See, because some people even use that as a reason not to get tested. Just say, oh, that's a social service agency. Oh, that agency, that's an AIDS organization. Oh, we don't want to go in that organization. Well, that should not be. That shouldn't be the case. I admit, outside the door, it doesn't say AIDS organization. Okay, I admit that. That's one way to reduce too. So it's not, so that agency had that level of responsibility to be responsible to reduce stigma. So that's why, agencies don't have such a signage. But when a person reduces that stigma, that does make them want to go and know their own status. Now my thing that I have, my biggest pet peeve is someone, okay, just like they'll say, oh, Magic Johnson, he got AIDS. They'll do all that talking about Magic Johnson, but they won't even get to know themselves and to even know their own status. When I'm around someone, they say, oh, so-and-so got AIDS or HIV. I said, well, do you know your status? And then they'd be like, no, but I'm not talking about, but I am concerned. Do you know your status? This is the time to get tested, if you don't know your status. So it is important to reduce stigma. It starts with you. It starts with you. So know your status. Do you know your status? Okay? And one way to do that is to get tested. That's the only way. to know your status is to get tested for an HIV testing to be done. Okay, and nowadays they have free HIV testing. They had HIV testing for home tests. You know, I'm not too happy about the home HIV testing, but if that is a way for someone to get tested, so be it. And the reason why I said that, because I do believe you do need that counseling piece and that education piece that goes with it. So that's why I think that's important. Because anytime you don't have the education and now a person tests positive, now oh wow, they really do need that support. They need someone to walk them through that test result. They need someone to put them back in that way of that quality of life that they can have before that test result came back positive. And that's why that holiday is there. That's why I'm counting on that holiday season for you all to uplift someone that you know that is positive. Someone to just lift that person up in so many ways. Give them a phone call, make them a nice dinner, make them feel welcome, give them that hug, give them that kiss. So you can't, no, you still can. A person can still enjoy a kiss. So that is important, and for the holiday season, we do all that, making sure a person have a meal and have a turkey, but make sure they have that kindness, make sure they have your love. And it's important for that person that's HIV positive to be on their festive self, to be their festive self, I should say, excuse me. It is important for them. And if they need that counseling to get them through that holiday, well, Universal Family Connection is welcome to also to do individual counseling. So just know that you can come to Universal Family Connection for counseling. We have 2 licensed counselors. We have a female and we have a male counselor. So to know that. We also have support groups at Universal Family Connection. We have support groups on Thursdays. We do art therapy on our Thursdays group. And it's from 2:30 to 4 p.m. every Thursday. Except, of course, for the holiday. That's why I'm depending on you all to help out. to be supportive of someone HIV positive. Excuse me. And then on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Universal Family Connection at our office on 1350 West 103rd Street, we have support groups for people who are positive from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also give transportation available upon request. And there's a meal. So we're not rushing you in. You're in that setting. We have licensed counselors as well available during those group settings. We also have speakers come in, professional speakers that come in on a range of topics. It could be stigma and HIV, it can be HIV and hepatitis, or any topic. It can be HIV and housing, HIV and family issues. So an HIV positive person is a well-rounded person. That's what I want to, the message that I want to leave with people that's viewing in on the internet or on your televisions. An HIV positive person is a well-rounded person, meaning they have the same feelings as well. In fact, their feelings are more vulnerable because they're positive. And that's why I am looking to you, family and friends, to uplift the spirit of someone who is HIV positive that may be sitting at your dinner table, or who may be preparing a meal for their family. So it is important for that HIV positive person to feel that same holiday spirit. Okay? So please call in with your questions or comments at 312-738-1060. My name is Juliet Jones, and I'm a health educator at Universal Family Connection. And we're talking about Thanksgiving. So it is important to be thankful and giving to someone HIV positive. Just as well, it is important for the HIV positive person to be thanks and giving to their friends and loved ones. So it's not just on that HIV negative person. But I also want to to make a note about World AIDS Day is coming up. And if you didn't get a chance to support that HIV positive person, well, World AIDS Day is coming up. That is the day set aside for remembrance of someone who is HIV positive, whether they passed away from HIV illness or they would call AIDS illness, or if you know someone that is still living with HIV, that's the day to reflect with them and to help support them as well. You know, that's an important day for someone that's HIV positive. And that's also a day to come and get an HIV test on December the 1st. Okay? And that is important. And it's also about stigma. Like I said, stigma can end with you. It can end by you knowing your own HIV status. It can end by you educating, advocating, supporting, and empowering someone that's HIV positive. Okay, welcome to that dinner table during the holiday, whether even if it's not the holiday. Like I said, at this time, you know, let's put it out there. For the holiday, everyone kind of get over emotional, you know, because we reflected on loved ones that have passed away or loved ones that you're trying to connect to and you can't. You may have a son or daughter that's in the service and you can't be at the dinner table with them. So the holiday is a vulnerable state for lots of people because, you know, but it also can be it is in happy state, so it can be turned around into a happy state as well, and that's what we have to reflect on, the thankful and the giving of that holiday that you have with your friends and loved ones. And so it is a vulnerable time. And sometimes we may not know that we're ignoring or being hateful or ignorant towards someone, whether they were HIV positive or not. Sometimes we can't give that person that undivided attention because there's so much is going on for the holidays. So we have to just be patient. That's what we have to be thankful, giving, and patient this holiday season. Okay? And so it is about reducing stigma, and I'm going to keep saying this: stigma comes from you. It starts and ends from you. So that's why it's important to learn what you can about HIV and AIDS. Learn from that person that's right there. You know, if you have nurses and doctors or someone that works in the health industry at your dinner table, start up a conversation about HIV and AIDS. You know, so that's what's important. That's what's important. And I know a lot of people doing these mannequin. So I'm proposing, if you know someone, give them a hug that you know they're HIV positive. You don't have to put their status out there. Just hug them. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone wrapping their arms around someone that's HIV positive in that mannequin pose. You know, this holiday season. That's what I want to see. Because some people are open about their status, and that's okay too. See, it's not about being secretive of your status. Some people are open and living that quality life, being HIV positive, and proud of it. Okay? So, once again, my name is Juliet Jones, and I'm at Universal Family Connection. I am a health educator. I do free HIV testing. I do support groups for HIV positive individuals on Thursdays from 2:30 to 4 and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we have individual counseling with 2 licensed therapists. Please give me a call at 773-881-1711, extension 1156. And I would like to welcome everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And please give someone a hug and be very thankful and giving this holiday season. Okay? So I'd like to thank you all for watching.